Good evening. It is our pleasure to present the award to the next honoree, Dr. John Eisner, a retired University of Buffalo School of Dental Medicine professor. Dr. John Eisner's impact on the prevalence of information technology is significant to dental education, and his contributions for more than 30 years, starting when he had the vision to create a clinical information system. At that time, there were no such systems in all of North American dental education. Let's see John's innovation at work.
In a remarkable career driven by innovation and progressive thinking, Dr. John Eisner has made a truly transformative impact on dental education. Throughout his career, Dr. Eisner developed strategies to improve dental education, growing software companies from concept to implementation for the betterment of the dental and health professions. Dr. Eisner brought information technology to dental education over 30 years ago when he had the vision to create a clinical information management system at Dalhousie University. During the past 20 years, as the capability of information technology began to catch up to Dr. Eisner's creative ideas, he introduced and implemented software systems to support curriculum management, course evaluation, admissions, and accreditation in dental education and other health sciences education. After joining the faculty at the University at Buffalo in 1989, Dr. Eisner continued his academic work by helping to redesign the school's approach to laboratory and clinical teaching, as well as leading the development of Picasso, the school's computer-based clinical management system that continues to set a high standard today. Dr. Eisner's initial development of American Association of Dental Schools Application System Client, an A-Client for dental schools, was purchased by Liaison International. A-Client evolved into the nation's premier dental application software system, soon to be used by 100% of all U.S. dental schools. Now known as WebAdmit, it supports IDEA's predoctoral and advanced education admissions processes by providing information regarding applicants to dental schools and is being used by nearly 4,000 health profession schools admissions offices in the U.S. As a former vice president of the IDEA Council of Sections, he provided leadership and significant contributions to the organization. A career of dedication and dental education with innovation for all health professions is Dr. John Eisner.
John has been an inspiration to us and to so many others for his passion about quality, delivery, and assessment of dental education and faculty development. The Gies Award for Outstanding Innovation by a Dental Educator is presented to my friend and colleague, Dr. John Eisner.
Wow, what a makeover. A microphone, a slightly intoxicated IDEA audience. This could be a great roast. But alas, I'm on a leash, and it's not the 80s and 90s when I really threw fear into a lot of people when I got up to a microphone. I love the House of Delegates. Anyway, back to the script. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, John. And thank you to the Gies Awards Selection Committee for this incredible honor. Thank you also to Amy Lotz and her behind-the-scenes management of this evening and the production of these amazing videos. Like I said, what a makeover. Dear colleagues, the use of that phrase, dear colleagues, was taught to me by Lisa Tedesco, and is symbolic of the fact that awards such as this are not possible without the support and guidance of many colleagues. To this end, I'd like to first acknowledge my enablers. In this case, a good thing. Some of you will not know Bob Blackmore back at Alberta, 1967, pointed me toward the academics. Richard Mackenzie, who invited me to his workshop on research in dental education, 1969. Ian Bennett, who on a tip from Richard hired me in 1971. When I was still wet behind the ears, then Lou Goldberg at Buffalo encouraged me to start a software company and develop the admissions software that became known as AdSAS Client, and now as shown WebAdmit. This was an executive decision on his part that turned out to be the launching pad for my career in information technology. Thank you as well to my ongoing educational mentors, Richard Mackenzie, David Chambers, Lisa Tedesco, John Williams, and Carolyn Gray. They have been great advisors to me for many years. Marcia, the youngster up here with me, was a year behind me when we were students in the Alberta Dental School. We've been making trouble together ever since, particularly in Canada. In the late 80s, the AADS Information Technology Committee introduced me to the likes of John Zimmerman, Titus Schleier, Seal Feldman, Gary Guest, Lynn Johnson, and many others, while the AADS Task Force allowed me, at part of the AdSAS Client Task Force, allowed me to emerge as an entrepreneur. But it was my business partner, George Haddad, who's with us here tonight, the founder of Liaison International, who enabled the continuation of these IT efforts. Thank you, George. With regard to my IT career, I must also thank 3 superb developers. You cannot do anything without good developers. Chris Webster, Mike Russo, and Sibo Thomas. These people have been standing behind me for over 30 years, and they have done a wonderful job. I also like to thank my Canadian support system. You know, there's a lot of Canadians out there tonight, they just don't tell you about it. I'd like to thank Marcia Boyd, up here with me, Chris Clark, Jack Giroux, Bruce Graham, Doug Chater, Nancy Prowse, Bob Loney, Bill McGinnis, Tom Baran, and the wonderful crew at Dalhousie. You may recall they got an award 2 years ago, and boy, did they deserve it. And to the many other Canadians in the room, almost all of whom participated in the Canada-wide ACFD Summer Teaching and Management Institutes, which we all started way back in the 80s and were the precursors to the Leadership Institute down here in Adia. Thank you for your continued friendship. You are all doing great work as infiltrators. Finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Joanne, my many cousins, and my adopted family in Rochester for trying very hard to make me relax a bit more often, a little less of a workaholic, and enjoy life. In closing, I'd like to dedicate this award to the faculty, staff, and students I have had the privilege of working with all these years, particularly my colleagues at Dalhousie, and specifically to Ian Bennett, my longtime mentor and friend who passed away earlier this year. Thank you all.